You ever hear the phrase, history always repeats itself? That's the Eagles and Commanders for you, two NFC East juggernauts, one ticket to the big dance, and a whole lot of bad blood simmering under the surface. Washington's riding high, 7 straight wins, fueled by a rookie quarterback who's been playing like he made a deal with the devil. Jaden Daniels. Cool as ice, but hot enough to torch Detroit's secondary for nearly 300 yards and 2 touchdowns last week. The kid's got moxie, poise, and just enough swagger to think he can walk into Philly and leave with a win. But Daniels is about to step onto the biggest stage of his young career, and we're about to find out if he's got the guts to back up the glory. But Philly? Philly ain't having it. 9 straight home victories, a running game that hits harder than a freight train. And a city that doesn't just expect greatness. It demands it. Saquon Barkley? The man's a beast. 205 yards against the Rams. 2 touchdowns, and enough highlights to make a grown man cry. He's their wrecking ball, and Washington's defense? Well, let's just say they haven't exactly been the Great Wall of China. Giving up 7.2 yards per play in the playoffs? That's a disaster waiting to happen. And you know the Philly faithful will be out in full force, screaming their lungs out. Making sure every snap feels like a war zone. And here's where it gets spicy. The Commanders' defense can't just focus on Barkley. Because Jalen Hurts is lurking in the shadows. Sure, Philly's passing attack has been quieter than a church on a Monday. But you think A.J. Brown and Devonta Smith are just gonna sit this one out? Not a chance. If Washington loads the box, Hurts is gonna take his shots, and if they don't, Barkley's gonna run right through him. Hurts has been here before. He knows what it takes to win when the lights are at their brightest. Now, let's talk X factors. Jalen Carter. This guy's 23 years old and already playing like a seasoned vet. 1 sack against Stafford sealed the deal last week, but with Washington missing guard Sam Cosmi, that Philly D-line is gonna feast. And Trent Scott better be saying his prayers. The battle in the trenches is gonna be a bloodbath, and Carter's the kind of guy who thrives in the chaos. On the flip side, Washington's got their own ace, takeaways. They're tied with Philly for the best turnover margin in the playoffs. Daniels hasn't made a single mistake yet. But this isn't Detroit, this is Philly in January. The Eagles feast on pressure. And if Daniels so much as blinks, they'll be all over him. The pressure's on, and pressure makes diamonds. Or dust. So here we are. The Eagles. Dominant at home, a ground game built to break wills, and a defense that smells blood. The Commanders? The hottest team in the league, an electric rookie who doesn't know fear, and a history of late-game magic. It's experience versus momentum. Grit versus glory. One shot to make history. It's strength against strength. And something's gotta give. And today's AI pick is the Eagles, -6. That's right, Philly takes this one and covers. Daniels has been sensational, but he hasn't faced a test like this. The Eagles are built for these moments. And they're not about to let it slip away in front of their home crowd. So buckle up, because this one's gonna be a slugfest. On to Game 2.
Well, here we are again, the Kansas City Chiefs and the Buffalo Bills, fighting for the FC crown. And let me tell you something, there are teams that look good on paper, and then there are teams with DNA built for greatness. Buffalo. They've been knocking on this door for years. But history. It's not on their side. 4 straight Super Bowl losses in the 90s. That's not just a statistic, that's a legacy of heartbreak. And when you step into Arrowhead, in January, against Patrick Mahomes, well, you're not just fighting the Chiefs, you're fighting the refs, the league, the sportsbooks, all of them want KC in the big game. It's a business, after all. Bills Mafia. They're some of the most passionate, die-hard fans in the league. They've been through decades of heartbreak, endured freezing cold tailgates, and kept their faith alive through every gut-wrenching playoff exit. They want this. They believe in Josh Allen. But belief only takes you so far. Arrowhead isn't just a stadium, it's a fortress. And history isn't exactly kind to the underdog in Kansas City. Now let's talk about Mahomes. The man is inevitable. 3 playoff meetings with Josh Allen, 3 wins. He owns the Bills in the postseason. Cool under pressure. You bet? With a career playoff passer rating that spikes when it matters most, he's not just good, he's built different. And here's the thing, the only guy we ever thought could stop him. He's sitting in a broadcast booth with 7 rings. That's right. Tom Brady's not walking through the door in Mahomes. He's coming for number 4. Then there's Travis Kelce. He's not just a tight end, he's a cultural phenomenon. The guy's got hands like glue, a swagger that's unmatched, and oh yeah, the cameras can't get enough of him and Taylor Swift. You think the NFL doesn't love that storyline? The league thrives on narratives, and nothing sells tickets like a superstar romance. And let's not forget Arrowhead Stadium. The noise, the sea of red, and a fan base that smells blood in the water. 9 straight AFC West titles. 6 straight AFC championships. The Chiefs don't just win, they expect to win. It's in their DNA. Meanwhile, the Bills, they come in with a solid record, an explosive offense, and a defense that's been turning teams over left and right. But can they stop Mahomes when it counts? History says no. They might put up a fight. They might even have the lead late. But do you really believe they have what it takes to close the deal in Kansas City? And today's AI pick is the Kansas City Chiefs on the money line at 130 the sportsbooks. The refs, the league, they all want Kansas City in the big game, and we believe they're getting exactly that. The Bills are playing against more than just a team, they're up against the weight of history, the power of momentum, and the force of destiny. Kansas City. They're not just here to win this game. They're here to win the whole thing. On to the recap.
All right, let's break it down one more time, nice and easy. The picks are locked in. For the NFC, we're rolling with the Philadelphia Eagles 6, and for the AFC, the Kansas City Chiefs on the money line at 132 teams with championship DNA, ready to punch their ticket to the big dance. If you're loving what you're hearing, do yourself a favor, hit that subscribe button like you're laying a hit stick, and give us a like that's smoother than a Mahomes no-look pass. We're bringing you the sharpest insights, the slickest takes, and the kind of analysis that keeps you one step ahead of the game. Stay tuned, because we're just getting started. And remember, this is football, anything can happen. So be smart, stay disciplined, and manage your bankroll like a pro.